Welcome to the Polishing Profits Podcast, where we discuss all things related to the business of detailing. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. In each episode, we'll cover topics ranging from business management to marketing solutions. Here to help you grow your detailing business, your hosts, Nick and Dustin.
What up?
What's up, Dustin? I thought you were going to be remote today. Look at you back home.
I know. Me and little Dustin here just chilling. We can never leave the office when we want. We are actually, we're going to leave. We have a hard stop today, Nick, so you can't get too long-winded in this show we have.
You get long-winded there. Okay.
We're going bowling. I'm taking our team bowling.
Yeah.
You know what? We
Are you a good
detailed enough
bowler?
this year. I've got 4 bowling balls that I had to dig out of the shop back there and blow the dust off of it. There was a time where I was kingpin bowler.
If you own a bowling ball, then you're good at bowling. I'll give you that. Yeah, I'm not a good bowler.
I really
throw it hard.
There was a time where me and my dad we bowled on a league, and like it was a cool thing, you know. It was more of a beer drinking thing, but bowling balls were balls.
Same result, right?
Same result. Yeah. So that's that, man. So we're here for just a few minutes. Well, we're here for about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna head over to the bowling alley and get our bowl on. What you up to?
We got a sunny day. We've had a rainy day up here in Chicago, or a rainy week.
Rainy week. Yeah.
We're working today. We're working on Friday.
Yeah, man, that's great, dude. It's great. You know, listen, detailing. If you're busy, be glad for that, because I know it's it's been touch and go for some companies. I was talking to Chris, Giovanni, and Hunter, and it's changing a little bit. We're having to work a little harder to get the schedule full. For sure.
Yeah, it's good to work a little bit hard. You know what I mean? It was a little too easy there in the summer. You got to work a little bit. It's a good time.
That's it. But, yeah.
What's today's show? What are we doing today?
Today we have to have employees for our shop, right? We have to have people. We've got this shop. We've got this beautiful name. We bought all of our stuff.
Yep.
And now we got to have people to work.
Yep.
But we can't go hire people outside of ourselves. So we're going to interview each other, make sure that both of us are a good fit. Yep. And the whole point of the show is to kind of show you maybe how we would interview. And both of us have a very similar hiring technique that is not like scripted out and questions that we check off the list. Or I know I don't. You're similar to that?
Yeah. You know what's funny is, like, I feel like when we first started, it was like a little questionnaire, know exactly what to say. Here. And then it's like, no, this is just a waste of paper. Now, I have them fill out that application on the front side. I'm doing the interview just jotted on the back.
That's exactly how we do it too. So right there on the application, I go down it. We talk about the things they put on there. Look at their resume. I read the resume before they come in, and then I have it available to me while we interview. So yeah, I mean, it's not as structured, but I'm definitely going to see some value come out of this show. Obviously, detailers are going to have to hire at some point, most likely. So interviewing is a thing. So I think that, there's some value to be had.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first. Yeah, you just step right into it, man. Let's so what we're doing is we're just going to interview each other as if we were another detailer coming into the shop. Is that right?
Yeah. We'll just do it as if, like, hey, just we just need an extra position filled, just the way we do it at the shop there. I got those questions memorized. I'm going to pretend you filled out your application. Hopefully you know your information there.
Oh, I hope I do too.
So first thing I do is, again, you fill it out. I come grab you, and I'll be like, hey, Dustin, how are we doing today?
Yeah, doing great. Doing
good?
Yeah.
So
mind if I call you Nick?
Yeah.
Mr. Roman, do you mind if I call you Nick?
Yeah, you can call me Nick. You can call me
Nick. Great. Okay.
Where are you out of? Where do you live?
Oh, where do I live? I live in Satsuma, Alabama.
Okay. So drive here was okay, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, drive here is great, man. Listen, I love it out here where you got business, and I think you're doing such a great thing. I've done a little research myself, and man, you got a really good operation going.
Yeah, that's we always take that as a gold star to start off. We're doing a little research. So Dustin, the main thing I always look at when I have this application here is I'm looking at your work history. Where have you worked before?
Actually, I've never had a job before.
Never had a job.
I've always worked for myself. This will be my first real job.
Wow, That's interesting. Do you have experience detailing? Go ahead.
Yes, I have a lot of experience detailing. I actually ran my own detail shop for over 10 years. We scaled it from myself to a big team. And, listen, I got tired of the hustle and bustle, saw you guys were offering a position, and just thought I could fill a need. Coming from business ownership, I can relate to your problems and your struggles. I'm not here to run your business, but I'm here to be that person that I was looking for in my business to help you run that business.
Very cool. Very cool. In terms of availability, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Any days that we have restrictions on?
No, listen, coming from owning my own business, I worked around the clock. I would like to value a little work-life balance. However, the position that I'm going for, I know I'm going to be required to probably spend more time than just the average employee. So nothing's off the table. I do ask that we just kind of, when we do have that time, let's try to accommodate to it, and we'll work together through that. I don't have any set days.
Our biggest thing is just making sure, look, we're gonna find a great schedule that works for you, but just want to know up front if there's, hey, I can't be here from Tuesday from 2 to 4 because of this. You know what I mean? So just making sure we got that availability.
No, you got my full commitment on this thing. I know what it takes, and so that's why I think coming in here and giving my all. I mean, it just requires the time being here.
That's awesome. In terms of part-time, full-time, what are we looking for in terms of hours per week?
Full time. Yeah, full time. In order for me to be the person you need me to be, I need to be here full time.
Got it. Yeah. You're hired. No, I'm just kidding.
Great. When do I start?
Where are you trying to go, Dustin? Right? You've owned your own shop. That's awesome. We're looking to work with someone else now. Where are you going to get to 3-5 years from now?
I kind of mentioned it before when I wanted to be that person that I was always looking for, someone that can shoulder a lot of the weight and let you be the visionary for the company and me just get the work done. The responsibilities of owning the business and all just became overwhelming. So I want to go to the top. I want to be the best. I wanted that for my business, and bringing that to your business. That's what I'm going to want and expect out of this team and our team. And so, 3 to 5 years is where can we go? And I kind of pitched that question back as, where do you see your business in 3 to 5 years with me?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. We're just looking to continuously grow and improve. You know what I mean? Move forward positively. We're going to have little hiccups along the way. But we're excited where we're going, and we've got some big plans. So, more than happy to try and give you an opportunity here. My biggest thing is making sure that we're going to be in that shop. We're going to be working together. What are some of those things? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do outside of work, outside of detailing? Or is it just detailing 24/7?
No. I mean, listen, I eat, sleep, and breathe management and detailing. However, I do enjoy training aspect of things. I'd like to set goals out and their personal goals. So triathlons are my thing. I like to run, bike, and swim. So that's my thing.
Are you going to be biking to work?
Possibly, yeah. Okay. Some days I'll be biking to work, and some days I can't swim to work because there's no river leading to the shop. But yeah, I may run in, I might bike in, but it's a personal thing for me. But I do it on my time early in the mornings. That's how I start my morning, and in the evenings.
Let me put it this way, Dustin. For the position we're looking to fill, you meet all the qualifications. That's obviously, you know what I mean. But making sure that it's a right fit for you is really important as well. I've had a couple questions for you. What are those questions you have for me? At least 2 questions if we want to keep rocking and rolling here.
Yeah. So my question is, as I take over, a step into this management role, is what restrictions will you have on me as far as growth? I know that financially, it takes resources to build a team, but, when I say I want to be the best, I want to be the best. And I'm just wondering, how does that coincide with your current situation, business? Do you have the means to continue to build?
Yeah. And I think the one word that has to build is trust, right? Because if you're coming in and you're starting from the ground, and you're going to be one of our cornerstones here, we're really excited to say, hey, look, as we grow, you grow. So us looking into those potential opportunities of mobile and giving you, your freedom of schedule, or going with PPF side and being able to make a little bit more. We're just looking to figure out what roadmap works best for you. What is it that gets you excited? If you're there and you're sick of doing interior details on vehicles, you don't want to be doing that forever. You know what I mean? We're going to figure out, hey, Dustin, hey, let's jump on this. Let's do this. Let's do something that gets you excited, so that you're really happy here with the company.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And my other question is, like, is there room when we talk about growth and potential? I don't want to talk about salary, because what I'd like to know is there room for partnership or buy-in to the company as we progress and we build this thing? I see myself as an asset coming in, and I want to know, like, is that even remotely possible, or
So that's the one thing is when we get a question, compensation, you know what I mean? That's our red flag, right? Because we're just here trying to get each other. My number one concern is making the financials not a concern. So making sure that we get to know each other and say, hey, look, where do you need to be to make sure you're comfortable? And if we're able to do that, then we're going to not even worry about the compensation. That's our number one priority.
Right. And I don't like to be, my biggest issue is avoiding my question. And so I didn't ask about compensation. I asked about future partnership. So, Mr. Owen, right? I appreciate your time.
If I'm not going to be a partner, I don't want this job.
No, but you're absolutely right. About compensation. That's one of the biggest turnoffs for me, for sure.
Yeah. And again, I put a little star next to it, and I'm like, look, number one thing that's on their mind is compensation. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I respect that. But it's a matter of saying, hey, look, I'm going to let you know right now. I'm not, we're going to pay is the last thing we talk about in the interview. I'm just trying to get to know you. And those questions are geared so that, hey, what questions do you have to ask me? Is it about our operation? Is it about, where we're doing as a company? Is it about me personally? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where you really get to know the person.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. And so Dustin there, I think we have an interview process going. We're going to continue reviewing applications. I'm going to give you my card. I'll give you my cell. If you haven't heard from us within, 24, 48 hours, shoot me a text, and I'll give out my number, and I'll make sure that we're staying in communication. And, we'd love to have you there at Red Dot Detailing.
Yeah, same here. And if you have any questions, if you guys think of anything after I leave, you guys obviously already have my number. Feel free to reach out, man. This is evolving, and I know what a big decision like this is, and I don't take it lightly. I've been there, but and again, I just want you guys to know that, I'm looking for that home, that place I can come in and spend time and build and be that person that I was looking for so long. So,
Gotcha.
Hopefully that resonates well, and I'll be hearing from you guys.
I appreciate your time, Dustin.
Did I get the job?
Good job. Good interview, Dustin. So
it's my first.
That how many interviews have you had like that?
Like how many interviews had the other person said what I said?
Yeah.
None.
Zero. So listen, we're gonna switch this up a little bit here. You know what? I'm not gonna. That's just like way too easy, Dustin. We're coming in, and we're looking for a job. So I'm ready for my interview whenever you are, sir.
Okay. All right. Hang on. All right. You ready? This dang
Big D, how we doing? How we doing today?
First things off the list, you got to I would like to see Nick's resume up on the screen first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You ready?
So fresh out, we did some high school. We were working a couple jobs, and we're just looking to detail. I haven't detailed before. Would love to learn how to do it. I see you guys are opening up. Is this, what are you guys, are you guys taking applications?
Yeah. We're taking applications. We're looking for somebody that can come in and grow with the company. I know you don't have experience, but honestly, that's what we're looking for. We like to train from within. So what drives you, Nick? I'm curious, you showing up here today, wanting a job. What makes Nick tick?
So I need a job. I'll be honest with you. It's been a little bit. We've been jumping around a couple places. I like cars, I figured detailing cars, I figured something new, just try something new.
You know who works the best is people that need to work. So there's no shame in that, Nick. I mean, that's the thing about it. If you need to work, that's what we're looking for. So like when you think about working with your hands, have you ever, do you consider yourself mechanically inclined? I mean, you're going to be detailing. Okay. And more than that, we're going to do some high-end detailing. So working with your hands is part of it. How do you feel about that?
I've got no issue. We've done some other, odd jobs, work with our hands, no issue there whatsoever.
Okay. All right. So where do you live? You live around here?
It's about 20, 25 minutes out. It's a little bit of a drive, but I've got someone that'll drive me. I don't have a license right now. Is that okay?
So being here on time, being here when we ask is a big deal.
Okay.
So somebody driving you in kind of raises some red flags with me. I mean, we need you here consistently. If we bring you in for this position, we expect you here Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30. In the past, working for other companies, has getting a ride to work been a problem?
Every once in a while, something's going to come up. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'll do my very best to try and be here, as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, listen, here's the thing about it. And Nick, as we're interviewing for this position, I always like to provide a little value for you going forward, whether you get this job or not. Consistency and confidence and making sure that you're bringing that to the table is important. When we're talking about a financial commitment to bring you in, we want to be sure that you're going to make it here every day. This is serious. We're going to be dealing with lots of very expensive stuff, but lots of cool stuff too. And so it's important that we have that confidence that you can be here.
Yeah, I think, I absolutely want to be here.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
No kids.
No kids. Okay. Are you working anywhere right now?
I've got a part-time. I do DoorDash. That's just on the side.
DoorDash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you live? Do you live with your parents?
No. I got an apartment.
Okay. Married, single, boyfriend, girlfriend, that kind of thing. Single.
It's kind of personal, Dustin. That's my personal life there. Just.
Yeah. You taking my paychecks personal. I'm hiring you to do a job. So no, I need to know these things. Because here's what it tells me, Nick, is I'm trying to gauge how much do you really need this job, because that's going to determine how, when it's really hard one morning, when Sam outside that brought you here doesn't want to get up and take you to work, how motivated are you going to be to get here? And that's what I want to know.
I got Fred next door. He's my neighbor.
Fred.
He gave me a ride a couple times last time.
Okay, cool. Well, let me ask you this, Nick. What kind of questions do you have for us? So, job like this is pretty specific. I mean, you came in here, obviously you want to learn how to detail. What you got for us?
I really don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of questions. What's the pay?
So it depends on your level, but we start out around $15 an hour.
Okay. That should be fine. Do you guys offer, is it full-time, or is there overtime available?
So we get into all those things once we get to hire. We don't like to give out super specific. So you obviously you need to know about what we would start you at. But once we get into those things, it's really specific per employee, and we do that through our onboarding process. Okay. But I tell you what, Nick, we got a lot of other candidates that are applying for this position. Some of the things that I have concerns about is your ride. Mm-hmm. And then your current work position, we looking for full-time commitment, and really that's not negotiable.
Yeah. Well, there's Uber. I could always Uber to get to work. Do you guys provide Uber or no?
No, we're not going to provide Uber. Okay. But I do have an extra bike. I have a spare bike, and I bike in the mornings. Maybe me and you could meet up and you could bike into work with me.
I don't like to bike.
No,
I don't like biking. Yeah. No.
Well, I tell you what,
I've got an electric scooter, but it kind of runs out of battery on the way.
Yeah. So I tell you, Nick, it's been great talking to you. I think you're a great guy. Be flat out with you. I don't know that you're the exact fit. I don't want to discourage you. I think you should be out in the market looking for something. Yeah, don't be discouraged, man. Uber's actually hiring.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, you've got my number. Anything comes up, just give me a call. And we'll go from there.
Okay. Sounds good, Nick. Appreciate you, buddy.
Got
it. DoorDash without license. Oh.
Look, the thing is, again, you got to
Justin played that role so well, Nick.
You
played that role so well. That felt like a real interview. Where's my Michael Jordan?
The thing is you got to realize the one thing is again, getting some people without experience that aren't perfect for the position, right? And what I usually try and do is dig a little bit deeper with Nick Jr. that we just met. trying to figure out, hey, look, is there something in there that I can grab and pull out? Because you know what I mean? You're just not going to get a Dustin interview, right? Walk in the door. I think that's just real. I think,
it's 100% real. And it's 100% the day and age that we live in, by the way. And people value work-life balance so much more. What happened during COVID was people realized that there are things going on outside of work, and it's called family.
Yeah.
And it has become more and more important to the workforce now than ever. And you have got to learn how to accommodate two schedules.
Yeah.
You're going to be dealing with a lot of Nicks unless Dustin's, no question about it. Right.
Yeah.
And so, absolutely. I think that, figuring out how to accommodate to things like that, to situations, and be nimble and fluid enough to learn how to hire that type is what you're going to be dealing with.
What are some of those things, Dustin, that you sort of look for in those interviews, right? Because I think I kind of break it into two parts, right? You're going to have people without a lot of experience, a younger demographic, right? And there's place to hire them as well. And then you're going to have people that are a little bit older that are at a different stage in life, right? For me personally, on the younger demographic, it really just comes down to the hobbies, right? And it's not what they are, it's if they're passionate about it. Sure. You know what I mean? So I don't care if you play video games. I don't care if you play soccer. I don't care if you like basket weaving. But are you passionate, right? Can you really enjoy it? Are you know what I mean? Like someone plays basketball. Hey, are you in the league? How often do you play? You know what I mean? All those different things.
It says a lot about a person. It says a lot about them and their commitment level.
Exactly.
So me, it's necessity. It's like if I'm hiring service level job, it's how bad do you need to work? That is such a big role for me. Yeah. If you come in with a lackadaisy reason, like single Nick at home, chilling, I know when time's tough and he can't make it to work that day, he's not coming because he don't have to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when I'm hiring that level, it's hey, if you would have said, man, I got 2 kids at home, married, unmarried, whatever. I'm trying to find out, do you have a family that you got to provide for? Because if you do, if you got mouths to feed, you're showing up with a scratchy throat. You know what I mean? Like you're not calling me and saying, Dustin, my nose is running, or Bob couldn't bring me to work. Like it need to be as important to you as it is to me.
Well, I've got kids, and you've got kids. It's like it's real. It's like, hey, look, you've got responsibilities. You know what I mean? But at the same time, right? What you got a kid sick, and again, he gets a fever later at night, and you've got to sort of plan stuff, and having that compassion, that empathy of, hey, on the flip
absolutely.
Side, you know what I mean? Knowing and understanding, hey, look, okay, no worries, we got you covered. You know what I mean?
And that's 100% what we've evolved to. We've had to. You got to understand, I come from a background of working 7 days a week, like literally, like my whole existence has been work as much as you can, as long as you can, like everything in my, and that's the way I was raised, and that's the way I've been taught. But we've had to shift that into accommodate the schedules as much as you can. It's really made for a really good workforce that appreciate their jobs,
Yeah. In terms of red dot detailing, right? Now let's talk a little bit, because I know the interview thing, everyone's dealing with it, right? Like that's really normal. The partnership aspect of it. Oh, we got Billy. Hey, Billy.
Trust me, Nick is 100% correct. We get more interviews like this. It's rough out there. Absolutely. Yeah, no, there's no argument there about it. It's 100%. That's how our
hiring thing. Let's talk just personal, like Splash, Easy N, right? What's sort of your hiring strategy? How do you sort of attack that?
Oh, I'm always recruiting. I look at it as recruiting efforts. Like I don't it's rare. Oh, you're coming out of focus, Nick.
I'm sorry.
It's rare. It's rare. Like we don't put a job listing on Indeed. I mean, we have in the past, but like most of our hires come from me recruiting or someone recommending someone to us. That is, there you go. It's perfect now. That's like our hiring efforts. That's how we find and build our team. And so we have a core group of detailers, and then there's a couple like rotational positions that the turnover happens. Either you're hiring in part-time or the new ones just don't make it and they turn. But, we keep a pretty core group. But, yeah, we're not like posting job listings. I mean, and I know that doesn't help the detailer that's needing to hire today. Okay, none of that shit, but I'm always recruiting. I cannot tell you how many people I've hired that we didn't necessarily need, but like timing wasn't perfect, but situation was.
Yeah.
I mean, with that person, and you bring them in and figure it out.
You bring them in and you take that extra overhead. So we're 25 minutes in. I know Indeed isn't listening, right? So I'm going to give you how, and I've been with Indeed since the day they opened, where I would do a free job ad and you would get 50 applications.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, again, it's a company, they want to make money. It's a publicly traded
charging
company.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I do Indeed is I only pay $15 a month. That's it. And I get usually $1 an application. I'll get about 10 to 15 applications every single month. And then, so the way I do it is I make my post, right? Again, you put all the stuff in, you put as much information as you can in there.
Yeah.
And I sponsor the post for 3 days, $5 a day, right? Okay. Because you want to show up at the top.
Yep.
And I do that the 15th of every single month. Now, after that money runs out, I just change it to a free plan. And what happens is you end up still getting a trickle of applications until the next month. So I only pay $15 a month. That's all I do. And I get more than enough applications, whether I'm hiring or not.
If I had to look for someone to hire in my detail shop right now, I would probably start in TikTok.
Really? Yeah. Tell me why.
Yeah. The age. If I'm hiring youth, if I'm hiring someone service-based that I want to train up, that's where all the young ones are. And that's, and you know, listen, like, you can make it catchy enough to where it's interesting and really get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But like if we're putting an ad on Facebook or Indeed, like I feel like hiring for my shop, there's a disconnect in that viewing audience. Detailer position like that, you know, like entry level detailer, not my, if I'm looking
I'm talking entry level, you know.
I'm going TikTok if I had to go recruit somebody right like today.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Again, I haven't heard that approach. Because again, once something works, you sort of just stick with it.
Oh, absolutely. And not taking away from that. I think that, again, I don't actually do that. I know that that's where, if Nick, you said, go hire somebody today, that's where I'd start.
Well, the funny thing is whatever algorithm they have with Indeed, if you just go and do a free post, you're not going to get anybody. They want you to spend money.
They learn. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, and again, they want $20, $25 an application. You're like, this is going to turn into $1,000 and maybe not get anybody.
Right. And not get anybody. Yeah.
So my thing is just making sure people have that chance to look. You want people to see that you're hiring right now. I would actually challenge you a little bit. If you're, again, a high schooler, whatever it is, right? If you're going that young, all the way up to 40s and 50s, right? Indeed is the #1 place for an entry level position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, listen, we've used Indeed in the past. I keep getting shorter. we have used Indeed in the past. I just, you know, haven't had the need for Indeed.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think that there's multiple channels out there, and you find what works for you. But also, like, think about it, like, you know, literally think about some of the best sports teams around and what their coaches are doing. They're having to constantly refill their workforce. Okay. Yeah. And they're recruiting. Their efforts are spent always open eyes, looking around them and looking for that next big, team member.
Yeah.
And so that's what you should be doing, you know, and a lot of your restaurants, any service-based industry, you should be looking around and saying, not saying you're in there targeting their workforce, but you need to be paying attention to who's working and who's doing what. And you never know what you might find. Real quick too, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about our partnership, but I really, as we're talking about this, I think that's a show, Nick, and you know, talking about how a partnership can work, and we're talking about Red Dot Detailing, assuming that we hire each other. Now we're going to be partners.
I don't know if I made the cut. the cut.
You did not make the cut. I can tell you that right now.
We're partners.
You were not hired.
You couldn't find the silver lining.
No, I wasn't digging for it. You lost me at the there's nobody at home. Like I need you to have responsibilities, because I know there's going to be a day where
my job. Red Dot Detailing would be my heart and soul.
You sometimes come into work or whatever you said. I'm like, no.
I could just see it on your face. I was losing you. You were like,
you lost me. You lost me. So whether it's next week, probably next week, maybe talk about partnership, dive into how a partnership works dynamically. Let's talk about maybe some of the do's and don'ts and stuff like that. We'll iron it out, make it sound real good.
Yeah, fun little show, fun little interview show.
Yeah, I
was gonna wear a suit, but you know what? I don't think backwards hat Nick is wearing a suit.
No.
You did a great job on your interview.
Well, great. That was my first interview, so I passed the test.
Yeah, you passed the test there.
All right, man. Great show. Appreciate you. See you all next week. Yes.